is the former WBF International WBO African Heavyweight Champion. He is ranked 3rd in the world by the IBF, 4th by the WBO, 5th by the WBC. He has 35 professional fights with 33 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw, with 25 big wins coming by way of KO. Introducing Carlos Takam! He holds the WBO Oriental, WBA PABA, WBA Oceania, WBC Eurasian Pacific, WBO Pan-African, and OBPF titles collectively. He's ranked the #1 contender in the world by the WBO, 4th by the IBF, 6th by the WBC. He is trained by the world-renowned boxing coach and trainer Kevin Barry. He has 18 professional fights with 18 wins and 16 big wins coming by way of KO. Introducing
tough night for the young man.
Round 2 of this IBF eliminator, not a final eliminator. But another step closer to the goal for both these men. And for all the talk that's been around Parker and his young potential and how good can he be, how quickly, and he's clipped by another left hand. This is a massive fight for Takam as well, and at 35 years old, if he loses here, he may not get another opportunity.
I think the Parker team have been expecting a much more aggressive Takam. Good stuff there from Parker. Good right hand lead followed. This is what he has to do. No good throwing single shots at Takam. Takam is too clever. This is better from Parker at the moment.
Well, that's a slip as he just lunged in, yeah.
Over there.
Well, Kevin Barry, Parker's trainer, was quite honest in the build-up to this. He said, look, we were offered Takam twice last year, and both times I just said, no, not having it. And they said, well, why? He said, the risk-reward ratio, it just wasn't good enough. It was a lot of risk and no reward. Now, there's a reward, so it's worth the risk. But he freely admitted it. Takam is a risk, and a big one.
And I think Parker's realising that he's going to have to put punches together to catch this fellow. He's just too slick to catch with the jab, so he's going to have to throw some combinations, maybe be prepared to miss here and there. He's trying to be precise at the moment, but I don't think these are the tactics that he can't be expected from Takam. But this is better from Parker in the second. He's looking for the right hand, but making it obvious. If I can see it coming, so can Takam.
Well, Takam missed pretty badly with a real wild swinging right hand there. And this crowd really getting into it.
This is the tempo. This is the tempo you have to set against the tricky guys. You know, let them control the pace, you're in big trouble. This is much better from Parker in the second round. He's catching a few as he comes forward, but he's doing better.
I was going to say, Jim, he's thrown a lot more punches, and you talked about, and just listen to that crowd, you talked about his combinations. He throws terrific combinations, especially for a heavyweight. But when he does, he is leaving himself open. And Takam, I'm sure, is looking to land one of those right-hand counters.
Yeah, I've worried about him defensively. That's what I was saying as he was coming into the ring, because he hasn't had to have a tight defence at the level he's been boxing at, but he's going to need one tonight. But this is good. He's picking his moments. He's fighting in little bursts. He's keeping Takam on the back foot. So there are pluses in there, but still it's an awkward job for him.
Three then. Kevin Barry in the corner was stressing to Parker, you've got to watch the Takam left hook. That's a danger shot. You've got to keep your right hand up. So Barry has certainly spotted something.
Takam's just going to have to be careful. You know, boxing away from home, where everything that Parker does is cheered. You know, boxing on the back foot. You have to be making it pretty definite that you're winning the rounds. don't want to be looking negative, you know, he's kind of backing off at the moment, just looking for counter opportunities.
Well, that was happening a lot in the last round, Jim. He was throwing so many punches, Parker, and everything was getting cheered, but a lot of it was getting blocked and picked up defensively by Takam. But yeah, when you've got a crowd going nuts, we've seen it so often before, that does influence judges, particularly when Takam himself is doing very little in return, as you say. And he is in his shell a bit here, Takam.
Watch your head, man. Watch your heads.
Very happy to give up the centre of the ring here, Takam. Drawing Parker onto him.
Well, I'm impressed the way Parker's going about the job. You know, he's got confidence in his boxing, using the right hand well. The right hand, I think, is going to be so important here. Takam can see the jab coming, but he's been surprised a few times by the right hand. Good stuff.
Yeah, real.
Okay, it was blocked. Maybe some of it was blocked, but good stuff that the judges are going to like.
But that's the point, though, Jim. There were 5 punches he threw in that little burst. They weren't all blocked. And Takam just not throwing at the moment.
Yep, Takam's the one who really has to rev up a little bit. He's doing it on the back foot. I don't know if he's fancying, you know, he's come in strong in fights before in the later stages. Against Perez, he did it. But you don't want to be leaving it late. You don't want to be chasing fights. But I think I'm impressed by the way Parker is going about this. Showing patience, taking his time, picking his moments, and mixing the punches up, which is good.
Takam just struggling with the speed of Parker at the moment. He seems to be getting caught in 2 minds.
He's relaxed, Parker, which is good for heavyweights. You know, doesn't wind the punches up. He's looking nice and relaxed, as is Takam. But that's important over the 12-round distance, and this is a pace for the heavyweight division. You know, they're both working. Parker's the one throwing most of the punches, but they're both working here.
Takam being made to reach.
The cool head, I think, is pretty impressive for the first time at this level.
Yeah, so far so good for Joseph Parker. As we go into round 5, certainly looks like he belongs. Looks the better of the 2.
I would have thought Takam would have tried to make Parker work a bit harder. He's allowing Parker to control the pace, just decide when he wants to go to work. I would have thought Takam should be taking it to him. But the right hand is working a treat for Parker.
And some sneaky body shots that keep coming in from Parker as well. Got caught with the left hook there, though. As Takam lands, but Takam's been loading up with those right hands and missing badly. And now Takam's gone back.
Come here.
And there's something on the glove there that the referee is not happy with.
Over there, over there, over there, over there. Time back in. Time in. Time in. Let's go, box.
Well, let's see if he stays on the back foot here, Takam. I can't see for the life of me, Jim, how he's going to win this fight boxing on the back foot, Takam.
No, if you want to win in the back foot, you really have to be showing, you know, you're really landing good, solid shots, showing the judges that you've got everything under control, and that's not the case.
And you're making the other guy miss all the time, which certainly isn't the case. So Parker growing in confidence and belief here. Well, we got through there, though, Takam. That was a bad little burst.
He does make defensive mistakes, Parker. He's good offensively, working the body there too.
He's done a lot of lefts to the body, Jim. It's been a sneaky punch, but he keeps popping them in there. But does he want to get drawn into a toe-to-toe with Carlos Takam? And I think that's what Takam's trying to make of it here. He's certainly switched mid-round here from being on the back foot to just coming forward and just closing the gap down. And Parker being made to work for the first time in the fight.
And made to hold, which is a little bit alarming this early. This is not a good little spell at the moment from Parker.
He was blowing hard as well when he was holding, and Takam suddenly is right on the front foot, and Parker is backpedaling furiously and not offering much other than evasive tactics.
This is where experience is so important. Parker has never had anyone coming at him. He's never had to pace a fight.
And he's taking punishment.
His way here.
He is taking a lot of heavy punishment here.
That's a slip.
But it just shows he's pushing so hard here, Takam. But he tripped over his own feet. Parker needs to get back to his corner and regroup. It's been a bad round for him. It's the fight he'll lose. Round 6 then of this 12-rounder. Comfortable through 4 rounds for Joseph Parker. Anything but comfortable in that last round. And Takam, with that change of tactic that he just showed us, saw that it worked. You can expect more of the same. And we'll find out if Parker can box on the back foot now.
No, he's pushing out the jab, fending Takam off when he should be snapping out the jab. Well, he was looking relaxed earlier on, Parker, but now he's looking a little bit loose. And that's not quite the same thing. That's better.
Just staying busy with that left hand here, Parker. It's important. But there's a long way to go in this fight. And he's looking tired to me, Jim.
See, that is the problem, Nick. When you've had everything your own way in your career, you're not really prepared for this. This is in at the deep end for Parker tonight. Takam not really the same intensity in this round. You know, he could be gifting this to Parker if he'd had plenty of time to change things. No, but he's giving Parker time and space to do as he pleases.
And Parker is using that time and space very effectively. Getting right back on track here, Parker. But as you say, Takam just not throwing.
Nope, he's getting into range, but not getting the punches off.
Got an uppercut in there that forced Parker just to hold momentarily.
Making Parker work, maybe that's part of his plan, knowing how good a finisher, how good he is over the 12 rounds. But unless things change in the last minute, he could be gifting this round.
And are they changing? Because here comes Takam again.
Now, hands at his side, Parker looking for breathers, backing off. Not looking too comfortable.
Ooh, just about got away with it there, didn't he, as Takam launched a combination upstairs. I think he's tiring. This is very hard work for him. There's not much behind those punches that are coming in from Parker.
I just think Takam didn't do enough work in the first couple of minutes. He's trying to come on now, but Parker's meeting him. But of the two, Takam for me is looking that bit more comfortable. But I wonder if he's gifted this round with doing nothing for the first couple of minutes.
How strong he finished against Mike Perez. How he dominated Tony Thompson. Long way to go here for Joseph Parker. Looking good and comfortable on the cards, but being made to work very hard for this.
Yep, I thought Takam gifted the last round with doing nothing for the first couple of minutes. Parker looked as though he had everything back under control again, but then found himself under pressure. Looking a little bit fresher at the moment, Parker, but nothing much happened yet. Never been able to use the jab to any great effect tonight, Parker.
That was better. Bringing that left hand up, which he does keep low, Parker. A trait that will be noted, I'm sure, by one or two heavyweights around the world, and possibly a heavyweight in the Sky Sports studio right now.
Not seeing the pressure yet. Again, from Takam, starting slowly. I mean, again, that's experience. Good fighters do that. Happy that they can put in enough of a shift in the last minute to win the round. But he hasn't done too much in the first minute and a half.
And he's making it easier for Parker as a result.
He's given Parker the breather that he shouldn't be giving him.
Yeah, there are things that Takam can exploit here. I wonder about Parker's stamina, and certainly defensively he does leave holes. But Takam just not applying enough pressure and not throwing enough punches to exploit either of them.
See, he's stalking at the moment, he's not pressurising. You know, he's not making Parker work. If you're coming forward, you should be feinting, making the other guy work. But Takam's not doing that. He's going to come on in strong again in the last minute. But, you know, a round is 3 minutes. So he really would have to do a lot of work in the last minute to turn this back in his favour. It's just a little bit too lazy for me. But Parker, these are tired-looking punches coming back from him. That was better.
Yeah,
well, he dug that one in.
Yeah, really did. Another decent body shot from Parker. He's stuck with the body. Just heard Kevin Barry there just urging him. Body shots, body shots. Well, it's another round. He might have dug it pretty quick.
Yep, I just think in the first minute of the last 3 rounds, Takam really has just been stalking but not doing anything. And then trying to have a bit of a drive in the last minute or so.
A lot of boxing people will say, well, these things should be judged over 3 minutes, but they're invariably judged over the last minute. It's a bit of a risky strategy for Takam to employ, though.
He started a bit quicker in this round. You know,
well,
he's putting it on Parker now.
And I think it'd be very interesting to see how Parker copes with being put under pressure for a full 3 minutes.
Bit crude from Takam as well, though. But maybe it's time to use his strength and his maturity. Yep, he's putting on Parker now.
He's got the bulldozer out, hasn't he? And he's ripping through as well. And they are getting very concerned in the Parker corner. They said they wanted him to stay low. He's very upright here, and when it gets to inside work, Takam's looking much, much stronger. That was better. Good response. Terrific combination from Parker. Listen to the reaction. And he's going to work now. Putting a lot of effort in here. Can he get the breakthrough?
Oh, Takam's hurt.
I think they've both been hurt. They've both been hurt in that exchange. Explosive stuff. Takam's feet slipped for the second time. Parker put a lot into that. Didn't get him out of there.
I think he's used up a lot, Parker.
Exactly.
I don't think we're going to see much more from him for the rest of this round.
That was all or nothing. That was all or nothing from Parker, and he's still got a minute or so left of this round. Boy, that was risky.
But he's the natural puncher. He's used to finishing people, so when he gets a chance, instinctively he's going to go for another good right hand from Parker.
Terrific round this. And if Parker didn't know it before, he knows now. He's in with a completely different level of opponent. Somebody who won't fold up at the first sign of pressure. Because Parker poured it on there. And Takam stayed with him.
And he's coming back at him now. But I tell you what, Parker has shown terrific character in this round. This is about the toughest round of the fight so far to score. Because they both had their moments. That was a terrific burst from Parker. But Takam has been coming at him for the full 3 minutes.
Terrific round. But how much did he get back out at him? For whatever it's worth, I had Parker winning that round as well, and is very comfortable. Takam must know he's got to go out and really bring the heat for the rest of this fight. He's not getting a decision based on what we've seen so far, based on where we are, just based on punches landed. He doesn't deserve a decision so far.
No, he's had lazy spells. He's had lazy spells. I prefer Takam in the previous round. You've given it to Parker. As I say, it was about the toughest round of the fight to score so far. But there's Takam standing off again at the moment. He should be using his strength and his experience. He must feel up close that Parker is tiring.
He's kept his jab together well in bursts, Parker. It's not a huge weapon, but his little popping jabs that will just keep Takam occupied. There he is flicking them out here, and Takam looking for the openings rather than just putting his head down and charging. Again, it's giving Parker a bit of breathing space, and how he needs it.
Yeah, but Parker is happy just to box for the rest of the night at this pace. He's just looking to conserve energy, just flicking the jab. Still, we're only halfway through this round. Will we see another drive from Takam?
We've seen very little from either man in this round.
Well, we've just seen a big round, you know. Sometimes there's one round that sends the fight one way or the other. That's the deciding round. I don't know if the 8th was that round, but it was tough on both men.
Certainly Parker showing no willingness to engage at all. Just getting his breath back, but Takam not punishing him. He did land a right hand that shook him. Got caught with a counter there, Parker. Danger signs again for the New Zealander. But again, he's regrouped very well. Takes a shot, because that was a big one. And there's another one coming in.
See, again, Takam the stronger in the last minute. That's usually the sign of the guy who's lasting the pace that little bit better. He's been here before. That is the big difference between them.
And he looks absolutely exhausted here, Parker, just fighting in little sporadic bursts now. And trying to stay out of harm's way. Again, bouncing him a bit high there, Takam. But his best round in a while. Quite new territory for Parker, but he's used to getting people out of there well before now. He did have that 10-rounder a couple of years ago against Sherman Williams. That's it.
Yeah, and that was kind of one-way traffic, Nick. That wasn't really competitive. This is so much different as the jab. That's what he needs. That's what we haven't seen tonight from Parker. The jab. I think Takam took it away from him in the early rounds, but now that the pace is slowed, really he should be trying to get it working now there. The double jab there. That's what he needs. That is his main weapon, or one of his main weapons. Takam coming forward but not finding the range yet. Okay, those were blocked, but at least it looks like he's busy.
Takam telegraphing. Parker saying, I'm not having that one, thank you very much. Got out of the way. You start to ask the question, does Takam have another gear here? Because he may have to find it. Parker's shown some durability. He's shown he can take a shot. And he's being allowed just to box now at a very slow pace because Takam's letting that happen.
Takam, he's looking a little bit flat-footed at the moment. I mean, is he using the experience again, wanting to win rounds in the last minute? I mean, this round is still up for grabs because not a lot happened. Parker has been the busier of the two so far. So still a minute left. Takam can still take it away from him, but he doesn't look as though he has the juice to do it either.
No, he's
coasting now.
Well, that's what I said. I said he needs to find another level, and he's not getting it. Well, this round's a no-score draw at the moment. Takam can't win this fight like this. And it's Parker back in a comfort zone again.
Now he's got the jab working. Now that's a nice little feint again there. Those are the little moves you need.
That jab comes from the hip as well.
I think Takam has gifted another round. I said that at a couple of the earlier rounds. He gifted them by not doing enough. I think he's doing it again here, but this is a more crucial part of the fight. Can't afford to do it. He's doing nothing at the moment. Walking forward, stalking, not pressurising.
And out of range when he does throw. And there's that jab, that double jab.
You have to hand it to Parker. This has been clever stuff. He's found this a real struggle, but he's stolen around, but he's never really taken the fight by the scruff of the neck. Takam, and boxing away from home where you don't expect any favours, it's dangerous.
And that jab, ever since you said that he struggled with the jab, he's been popping it out there, Jim. Must have heard you.
Yeah, well, it is his main weapon.
Nice little flashy burst again, these combinations. Takam does get one through. And as he's obviously been sent out with the message, you've got to go out there and make an impression here. So new territory this for Parker, never beyond 10 before.
Well, in the early rounds I was saying the tempo was too slow for Parker, but now a slow tempo is exactly what he's trying to achieve, and he's making not too bad a job of it. Parker should be maybe bringing his right hand into play a little bit more often now in these later rounds. You know, the power punches are impressive. That was good defensive work from Parker there, making Takam miss.
Yeah, Takam really is struggling with his range here in this round. And Parker keeping his distance, but keeping moving as well. Making Takam come and find him. And showing real poise and maturity here.
But this is another round that's still up for grabs because no one really has put their stamp on it so far.
It's really disappointing, this from Takam. Little burst of activity there, and then head down, off we go again.
A nice uppercut.
Yeah, off the
from
ropes.
Parker, yep.
Well, the better shots landed from Parker, but he did take one right on the back of it. As Takam again comes alive late on in the round. A couple of nice little hooks there from Parker. You said the round was up for grabs. I'm not sure that Takam's done enough to grab it.
Nope, I don't think so either. Again, just not putting enough into it for me. I like work rate at this stage in a fight.
Well, it's not the fireworks show that a lot of people were hoping for in New Zealand. But he's shown a
feeling he could have done better than he's done so far.
Well, he's got 3 minutes to do better here, Carlos Takam. Because surely Joseph Parker has a good lead on the cards with 3 minutes to go. Is he on the
For your winner by unanimous decision, and now the mandatory #1 challenger in the IBF heavyweight division,
A very happy arena. And nobody's going to argue with those scores.
Welcome guys, thanks for joining me again in this update. I hope you're well. So guys, we've just seen Joseph Parker versus Carlos Takam, and Joseph Parker comes away with the unanimous victory. Now, this was a fight that I believe was his first major test. Then straight after that, his next test was Andy Ruiz. Now, what I can definitely say is that Joseph Parker uses a lot of speed in his lead hand. He likes to flick the jab, but what I see him not doing with the jab is taking control of the fight. He likes to use the jab, score points, but the jab is supposed to be used to control your opponent, set up the right hand, confuse your opponent, understand distance. Now, the confusion that I would say would be beneficial for him to establish with his lead hand in his opponent, so the confusion in his opponent via the lead hand, is what I believe sometimes sets up that phantom right hand. If you're just throwing a 1-2, that's okay, but sometimes you could be pawing with the lead hand, you drop the lead hand as if you're going to the body and then shoot a right hand to the head, or you paw with the lead hand, bring the lead hand out as if you're going to go for a hook, then you just step right in for that right cross. I think these deceptive plays is what sometimes Joseph Parker lacks in his lead hand work. Now, as for Carlos Takam, you could see he's very durable, very tough, always coming forward, despite getting hit left, right and center from some of the combinations that Joseph Parker threw. I think with Carlos Takam, he should have taken a page out of Andy Ruiz's book. He simply went to the body with the jab. Whenever Joseph Parker would try to use his jab, he would slip underneath that, throw the jab hard to the body. This is what Carlos Takam was almost missing in the fight. I think his forward aggression, maybe there was some statement by the commentary suggesting that Carlos Takam was trying to pressure and make Joseph Parker work to tire him out. But I think what could have supplemented this is for him to have gone to the body and not just get Joseph Parker on the ropes and then mount his attack, you know, to the head, hooks, numerous hooks, uppercuts. I think in the center of the ring, continuously going to the body with that lead hand. He's got a good reach, Carlos Takam, but I think it only really manifested in the first round when he was, you know, doing some good stuff. But throughout the majority of the fight, he was just lingering, you know, showing some threat here and there, but just lingering in terms of his commitment to winning the fight. You were always just on the edge of your seat, waiting for something to happen, but nothing really materialized with his efforts. So I think Carlos Takam in this fight could have done more, the tactical plays, but both boxers have gone on, obviously, to fight bigger and better opponents. With Zhilei Zhang and Joseph Parker, I think they will fight again in a rematch in Saudi Arabia, possibly in the Usyk and Tyson Fury fight, their rematch also. So all in all, a good fight. Like always, let me know what you guys think about the fight down below in the comments. Anyway guys, that's all for now. I really hope you've enjoyed watching the video. Please remember to smash that like button if you have enjoyed watching this particular update. Also, leave a comment in the comment section if you want to add anything about Joseph Parker. So until my next one, peace out.